Ever wondered what it truly takes to win someone over? Especially when, the stakes are sky high and societal expectations are maybe even higher.
Uh-huh.
Today, we're diving deep into the pages of Brenda Jackson's romance novel, Beyond Temptation.
Right. We've got some really detailed excerpts from this story. Our mission, basically, is to uncover the surprising strategies, the emotional complexities, and maybe even some real-world insights hidden in what looks like a simple love story.
Yeah, it seems simple on the surface.
It's really more than just romance, I think. It's
Yeah.
kind of a masterclass in determination and perception, too.
Absolutely. We're going to unpack, well, everything. From unconventional courtship, the intense impact of family, to how external judgments can really, really shape a personal journey.
Yeah,
Get ready for some truly insightful and honestly kind of wild revelations.
definitely some twists.
All right, let's jump right in. So our story opens with Morgan Steele, and he doesn't waste any time, does he? After Lena initially rejects him, he immediately shifts to this defined plan. What does that immediate pivot tell us about his approach, how he gets what he wants?
Well, it's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah.
Morgan's immediate pivot, it highlights this central tension right from the get-go. Can a highly calculated approach, the kind you'd use in business, really lead to authentic romance?
Right, that's the question.
The source material, it paints him as arrogant, methodical, and unwilling to bend in his pursuit. It even says what Morgan wants, Morgan is determined to get.
Wow.
So it pushes us, to question our usual ideas about courtship. Is it romantic? Is it manipulative? Or maybe both?
It's such a striking example how Morgan applies that almost ruthless clarity of purpose, the boardroom stuff, directly to his personal life.
Exactly.
It really shows how sheer drive can manifest, for better or worse. And his first big move in this plan B, hiring Lena, she's a real estate agent, to find him a new house. But here's where it gets really interesting. He doesn't actually want his current house sold, not to just anyone anyway.
You're absolutely right. That house, his perfect house he supposedly loved, it becomes this, deliberate pawn in his bigger scheme.
A pawn, yeah.
He has a secret backup plan. His brother Donovan is supposed to buy it, but only if Lena doesn't choose to live there with him eventually.
No way.
Yeah, he explicitly tells Donovan, I don't want anybody to buy it. So this isn't just about finding a new place. It shows this deep, almost obsessive commitment to his goal. It's way beyond a typical house sale.
Obsessive is a good word for it. Okay, so let's flip to the other side of this elaborate equation. Lena Spears. What are the key things about her life that make her reluctant, that shape her view of relationships and make her seem like such a challenging target for Morgan?
Well, Lena's situation is pretty defining. She's introduced as the primary caretaker for her elderly mother, Odessa. And Odessa is dealing with grief, depression, and she desperately wants a grandchild.
That's a lot of pressure.
It is. And Lena believes these family obligations have directly led to her dating challenges. She says men typically stop calling once they find out her mother lives with her permanently.
Oh, okay.
So Lena really embodies this common struggle, doesn't she? Balancing these profound family duties with her own, individual desires and needs. Her past disappointments have definitely built up a strong protective shell.
That gives us such a clear window into how, external circumstances and past hurts can build these huge mental and emotional barriers, even when something seemingly positive like Morgan's interest comes along.
Exactly.
And then there's Lena's fascinating internal conflict, this ongoing conversation she has with herself about her Gemini twin. What's that about?
Right, the naughty twin. It represents her daring, sort of wild side. The part of her that craves passion and risk-taking.
Uh-huh.
She even fantasizes about a one-night stand to feed the sudden, intense hunger she feels sometimes, like after watching romantic movies. Totally. But her sensible, good girl side constantly suppresses this twin, mainly because of her responsibilities to her mother.
Ah.
So this internal battle, it really highlights how our identity can be shaped and sometimes, constrained by what we feel we have to do and maybe a fear of getting hurt, of being vulnerable. It's very
It's
human.
sort of human, yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, let's talk about the Steele family. Their dynamics add this crucial, sometimes pretty funny, backdrop to Morgan's ambitious romantic plans. How do his brothers react? Are they supportive?
Supportive isn't quite the word. Morgan's brothers Chance, Bass, and especially Donovan, they openly tease him about his, quote, hots for Lena Spears,
Uh-oh.
and the badass moves that apparently result from her not being interested yet.
Mm-hmm.
Donovan, who sees himself as a ladies' man, he actually says, we're the ones who've been putting up with your badass moves since meeting the woman. Some days you act like it's our fault that she's not interested in you.
Huh. Okay, so there's some friction there.
Definitely. It shows this clash of values, right? Their more casual approach to relationships versus Morgan's super intense, singular focus on Lena. It does make you wonder how much our families, their expectations and perceptions, really influence our own romantic choices.
It's a great point. Relationships don't exist in a vacuum. And then, if family teasing wasn't enough, we get this outright external drama. Enter Cassandra Tisdale.
Ah, Cassandra.
She seems to represent a certain, let's say, societal elite's view, and she's definitely not shy about voicing it.
No, she isn't. Cassandra's interference is, well, it's explicit and pretty nasty. She's Bates' ex-fiancé, a socialite, and she publicly insults Lena. Flat out says Morgan could do better.
Ouch.
Yeah. Deems Lena unsuitable because of her, quote, lack of pedigree, appearance, and profession.
Wow, that's harsh.
It is, and she actively pushes her own cousin, Jamie Hollis, as the ideal socialite match for Morgan, especially thinking about his possible political ambitions.
Politics, too. Okay.
Yeah. So it really shows how these external social pressures can actively try to sabotage a relationship before it even properly starts. It becomes this very public fight.
Okay, so Morgan's initial plan involves the house, but then his strategy takes a bit of a turn, doesn't it? He moves beyond just house hunting. He starts trying to integrate himself into Lena's actual life, starting with her mother, Odessa. How does he do that?
Right. His approach to Odessa is actually quite astute. It's like strategic empathy, maybe.
Strategic empathy, I like that.
The sources show him doing more than just being polite. He calls Odessa to thank her for a dinner they had, shows genuine interest in how she's doing, and even offers to drive Lena to pick her mother up from adult daycare.
Okay, that's significant.
It is. And Odessa naturally takes a strong liking to him. She invites him over for chicken and dumplings. He then reinforces this by bringing flowers not just for Lena, but for Odessa too.
Smart move.
It's very smart. It shows Morgan really understands Lena's priorities. By embracing her mother, by showing he's okay with that whole situation, he directly addresses Lena's biggest worry. He builds trust and comfort in a way other guys apparently just didn't.
That really highlights the power of, yeah, empathy, but also strategic thinking and building connections, especially when things are complicated personally.
Definitely.
And this groundwork, it all leads up to a truly, audacious proposal. But it's not what you'd expect, right? What exactly does Morgan offer in Lena?
It's definitely unconventional. He proposes a marriage of purpose.
Yeah.
He's very clear, says it's not the traditional one, and crucially, that only the two of us can know the real term.
A secret deal.
Essentially.
Mm-hmm.
He offers her financial security, companionship, and here's the big one, the chance to have my baby.
Whoa.
And he specifies that her mother, Odessa, would be an integrated part of our lives. He even says they should share a bed and start working on the baby right away.
Okay, that is bold.
It absolutely challenges our normal ideas of romance, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It brings up how partnerships can sometimes start by addressing practical needs, family, kids, stability. It makes you ask, in today's world, what makes a partnership valid? Is it always grand passion from day one? Or can it be something more like a strategic alliance that maybe grows into something else?
That's a really interesting question. But despite Lena's shock, her resistance to this whole purpose idea, the physical chemistry between them, it's undeniable, right? Things get pretty intense.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just a business deal on paper. That first kiss, the one in Lena's office, it's described as instantly captivating and just snapping her composure and destroying the last hold she had on her control.
So the spark is definitely there.
Undeniably. And what's maybe even more intriguing are their online chats later on. Morgan actively encourages her naughty twin, that side of her, to come out.
Really?
Yeah, he wants her to reveal her wildest fantasies, pushing boundaries with some pretty explicit back and forth. And this all builds up to a really dramatic, intimate scene in Morgan's kitchen. Their raw passion is described very explicitly. Lena feels herself being overtaken by some primal elemental force.
Wow.
So it's clear, despite all her logical attempts to resist, their physical connection is this incredibly powerful, almost uncontrollable force. Even she can't seem to deny it.
Primal elemental force.
Right.
Okay, so we have this intense connection, but we also have Cassandra whispering poison and Morgan's political career looming. How does all that impact Lena's view of the marriage of purpose? How does she ultimately decide?
Well, Cassandra and Janie Hollis, they don't hold back. They tell Lena point blank she's far from perfect and absolutely not what Morgan Steele needs in a wife.
Because of,
Again, lack of pedigree, appearance, and profession. Especially, they stress, if he decides to run for mayor.
People can be awful.
They really can. And Lena, sadly, internalizes these criticisms.
All right.
She actually withdraws her acceptance of Morgan's proposal.
She accepted it initially,
Yeah.
and then takes it back.
Yes. And she believes she's doing it for him, making a sacrifice for the man she loved.
Oh, Lena.
It's heartbreaking, really.
Yeah.
It shows the devastating impact of that external judgment, but also her own internalized insecurities. In trying to support what she thinks Morgan needs for his career, she assumes she's not good enough. It shows how easily self-perception can override a direct offer, especially when you feel unworthy.
That is such a key moment, isn't it, about the danger of assumptions and how vital honest communication is, especially when others are actively trying to mess with your head.
Absolutely critical.
So what about Morgan? When he finds out about Cassandra's meddling and he hears his own brothers worrying about his political future if he stays with Lena, does he back down? Does Plan B finally hit a wall?
Not even close. He doesn't back down at all. Morgan confronts Jamie Hollis directly. He tells her, "When I marry, I will marry for love, and the woman I marry will be Lena Spears."
Good for him.
And even more telling, he reveals his true feelings to his brothers. He admits that despite his original, very calculated plan, something shifted. He says, "Love happened. I fell for her that night of the charity ball. I love her."
He admits it, so it wasn't just a plan anymore.
Exactly. It shows this huge emotional shift. He went from this, methodical pursuit to a genuine, deep connection that he's now willing to fight for, publicly and privately. Politics be damned, basically.
Okay, so Morgan realizes love happened. He knows he has to make things right publicly, not just about his political plans, but especially about Lena. How does he decide to do this? What's his move?
He picks a pretty high-profile stage. There's a live, televised career fair, and it turns out Lena and her friends, Vanessa and Jocelyn, are also guests. He uses this appearance to announce he is running for city council.
Okay, bold.
But then he adds this crucial condition to his candidacy. It really makes you think about, personal integrity in the public spotlight.
Yeah, what's the condition?
He chooses this public stage not just for politics, but to completely reset the narrative about his relationship. He says, "I agree that I have a good woman by my side," acknowledging the public chatter. But then he immediately pushes back against the theory that I should choose a woman because the public thinks she and I will do well together politically as a team.
He calls it out directly.
Directly. He's drawing a very clear line between his public life and his personal heart.
That takes guts. It really shows the power of taking a public stand, how you can reshape the story with authentic declarations, even when facing all that social pressure.
Exactly.
And then comes the big moment, right? The unforgettable one where he makes his intentions crystal clear to Lena and, well, everyone watching.
Oh, yeah. He proposes to Lena right there on live television, gets down on one knee.
No kidding.
No kidding. And he explicitly reveals he's loved her for a long time, ever since that charity ball where they first properly met. He emphasizes, "I want to ask her for the right one. I want her to know how much I truly do love her. And whether I win this election bid doesn't matter, as long as I have her by my side and in my life."
Yeah.
It's this complete 180 from the initial marriage of purpose. It's now purely a public declaration of love.
That's incredible.
It really highlights how sometimes the most elaborate, calculated plans can lead to these completely authentic, unplanned, emotional destinations. Love just sort of took over the plan.
So Lena hears all this, his true feelings, out there for the world, and she accepts.
She does. She accepts his real proposal.
Okay, happy ending secured. But does Morgan make any final, surprising reveals about just how elaborate his original plan actually was? Does he confess the full extent of Plan B?
Oh, he absolutely pulls back the curtain all the way. He admits everything to Lena. Tells her his brother Donovan never wanted my house. I talked him into buying it as part of my plan to get you.
He confesses.
He does. He reveals the new, bigger house they're moving into.
Yeah.
It was already being furnished by Sienna, who's the Steele's personal interior decorator, and Reese Singleton, that's Jocelyn's brother-in-law, who built their custom bedroom furniture. This was a long-term operation.
He had decorators involved from the start.
Seems like it. A plan he'd been working on for a long time. He even admits he arranged for Odessa, Lena's mother, to be away for a bit so they could have some privacy in their new home together.
Whoa, okay, that's thorough.
His final confession is pretty stark, actually. He says, "Yes, for you I was that desperate. Plan A failed badly, but I was determined to make Plan B a success. I hit a few bumps along the way, but in the end, I got you just where I want you, in my arms."
Wow. Desperate, determined, and ultimately successful, I guess. So we've done this deep dive into Brenda Jackson's Beyond Temptation, and what a ride it was. It's definitely more complex than just a straightforward romance.
Indeed. Yeah, this story, while it is a romance, it offers some really, really intriguing insights into human behavior, doesn't it? You see Morgan's, well, unwavering determination, bordering on obsession maybe.
Yeah.
You see Lena's very real internal battle with self-worth and responsibility. And you absolutely see the undeniable, sometimes pretty destructive influence of external pressures, family, and the society.
Absolutely. It's a powerful reminder that even the most calculated, meticulous plans can lead to completely unexpected, deeply emotional outcomes, especially when genuine feelings just sort of emerge and take the wheel.
Yeah, when life happens, despite the plan.
Hmm.
And it also suggests that true connection, maybe it requires looking past those superficial perceptions, both our own internal ones and the ones others try to push on us, to really see and value what's actually in someone's heart,
Yeah.
regardless of how the whole thing started.
Right. So after digging into all this, what does this story ultimately suggest about the real nature of getting what you want in relationships? And that central question, can a love that starts with such a detailed, almost manipulative plan ever be truly authentic? What really defines authenticity anyway? In a world where so many things besides pure emotion, like family, security, plans, play a role in how we connect.
Big questions.
Definitely some big questions. We hope this deep dive has given you plenty to think about.